Hello friends, welcome back, and if you're new to our channel, thank you for stopping by. Today I have a beautiful crochet pattern to share with you, and I'm going to use two different colored yarns, and as my yarn is a bit thick, I will be using number 10 hook. So let us start off with a magic ring. I have already mentioned the size of the hook. Mine is 10, and you have to take the hook according to the yarn that you are using. After the magic ring is done, I am going to chain 3. Once that is done, we are going to work a double crochet into the magic ring. So for the first chain of 3 plus the double crochet, now another double crochet again into the magic ring, followed by another. So in total we have worked a chain of 3 plus 3 double crochet, that is 4 double crochet in total. After that a chain of 2 is done, and now let's work another set of 4 double crochet. So this is the second one, followed by the third and the fourth. Once that is done, a chain of 2 is done, 1 and 2, and then we need to work another set of 4 double crochet. Now this pattern requires 2 different colored yarns, and it can be used for making bags, cushion covers, blankets, throws, anything. So my 4 double crochet is done. After that I'm going to chain 2 and work my final set of 4 double crochet into the magic ring. So here I am working my double crochets. That's the third one, followed by the 4th double crochet. Once that is done, I'm going to chain 2. Now I'm going to pull the tail of the magic ring, and here counting from this end into the 4th chain, that is if we count from the back side, or into the topmost chain of the very first chain of 3, I am going to slip stitch. After that I chain 1, and now I snip off the yarn. So our very first round is done. This is how it looks. Let's pull the tail of the magic ring so that we get a neat little finish. Now I'm introducing my new yarn. Here I'm making a slip knot. Once the slip knot is done, I am going to take my previous work and pass the hook through it, and now I'm going to attach my new yarn into the chain 2 space. Yes, this is how it is to be done, and here I just chained 6. Once the chain of 6 is done, I am going to slip stitch into the same space. This is how it is to be done, and work another set of 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once done, again into the chain 2 space, I am going to slip stitch. So my second loop is done. Now let us chain 6 again. This is going to be my final loop. 6 chains done, and now I am going to slip stitch again into the chain 2 space. So here it is done. So into the chain 2 space we worked 3 number of loops, each having 6 chains. Now see, if we count, we have 4 double crochet there, and into each chain I am going to slip stitch. That's the first one, followed by the second slip stitch, then the third one, and finally the 4th one. Now I'm going to slip stitch into the chain 2 corner, yes, and then I am going to chain 6 so as to work the loops. And here too we are going to work 3 number of loops. The first one is almost done. Now let's work the second one. To do that we need to work 6 number of chains. Once done, I am going to slip stitch into the chain 2 space. So it's done. Now again let's chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 5 and 6, and again slip stitch into the chain 2 space. So I have just worked my second corner. Now I'm going to slip stitch into the chain on top of the 4 double crochets. I am simply going to slip stitch. That's the first one. This is the second slip stitch, followed by the third and the fourth. Let's slip stitch into the chain 2 space, and then we are going to work a chain of 6. So my 2 corners are neatly done. I am working my third corner. Chain of 6 is being done, and then I am going to slip stitch into the chain 2 space. So my first loop is ready. Now again a chain of 6 is being done so that we can work a second loop. That too is done. Now I am going to work my final chain of 6. So here it is done, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the chain 2 space again. So 3 of our corners are ready. Now I am going to slip stitch into the 4 spaces, chain spaces. That's the first one, followed by the second slip stitch, and similarly I am going to work the third and the fourth in order to reach the 4th corner. So here I slip stitch into my corner, and then we need to work the chain of 6 so as to work the loops. So here I'm working my first loop. That is done. Now let's chain 6 again to work the second loop, and here I slip stitch into the chain 2 space, and now working my third loop, for which I am working a chain of 6. Once that is done, I'm going to slip stitch into the chain 2 space, so my 4 corners are done. Now I'm going to slip stitch into each of the 4 chain spaces as we have been doing. So here I'm working slip stitch on top of each of the chain. I need to work 4 such slip stitches before I finally slip stitch into the first corner space. Now let's do that, and then I am going to chain 1 and snip off the yarn. So this particular round is also complete. So this is how our work looks. 2 rounds complete. Now I'm going to work with the white yarn again. A slip knot is done, and now we are going to start off from any of the loops. So into the first loop I shall be making a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3, which will be counted as 1 double crochet. After that, into the same loop I am going to work a double crochet, followed by another double crochet into the same loop. At the back side I am clipping the yarn, the loose end, and So in total I worked a chain of 3 plus 3 double crochets, so a total of 4. Now into the second loop I am working 2 number of double crochet. 2 number of double crochet is done. Now let us chain 2. After that we need to work 2 double crochet again into the same space. So into the second loop 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, done. Now into the final loop of the corner or the third loop I am going to work 4 double crochet. So this is how it is to be worked. My 4 double crochets is complete in my final loop or the third loop. Now we are going to jump into the next corner loop. Into the first corner loop I am going to work 4 double crochet. That's the second, followed by the third and the fourth. Once done, let us jump into the middle loop or the second loop and work 2 number of double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So that 2 is done, and now into the third loop I am going to work 4 number of double crochet. So this is the sequence that we have to repeat for this particular round. So my final double crochet is also done. So 2 corners are ready. Now jumping into the third corner space, into the first loop I will be working 4 number of double crochet. That's the first, followed by the second double crochet, the third, followed by the fourth one. So I have finished working in the first loop. Now I'm going to jump into the middle loop and work 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, so that we get a neat corner. 2 double crochet done, chain of 2 is also done, and into the same space I am going to work 2 number of double crochet. So here it is done. Now into the third loop I am going to work 4 number of double crochet. So my fourth double crochet is also done, and we have finished working 3 of our corners. 1 more corner left. Into the first loop I'm going to work 4 double crochet. Now this is a beautiful pattern and it is easy to follow also. That is the best part. It looks very unique and easy to work. Now into the middle 6 chain loop I'm going to work 2 double crochet, chain 2, followed by 2 double crochet again into the same loop. So I finished working in the second loop, and the final loop, that's the third loop, where we need to work 4 number of double crochet. That's the first, this is the second double crochet, followed by the third one and the fourth. So it's done. Now what we need to do is we are going to slip stitch into the topmost chain of the very first chain of 3, and then I am going to chain 1 to secure the work. Already our work is looking so beautiful. Now let's snip off the yarn. I'm going to start off again with my pink yarn. So a slip knot is being done, and we can start off from any of the point, and here I wish to start from the stitch which is next to the corner, one of the corner. So let us start. Here I work a chain of 1. After that, into the next chain space we are going to work a single crochet and clip the loose end at the back side. So a single crochet is done. Into another chain space we work a single crochet followed by single crochet in each of the chain spaces. And see, at the back side I am clipping the loose end. What we do basically here is we are going to work single crochet in each of the chain spaces. And when we reach the corner, I'm going to show you what needs to be done. So it is a very easy round. We just need to work single crochet in each of the chain spaces. And when we are crocheting, as I always tell you, please stretch your work. Now see, I've reached the corner. There I am going to work 2 single crochet. After that, a chain of 2, 1 and 2, and then again 2 single crochet into the same chain 2 space. That's the first one, followed by the second single crochet, so that we get a neat finish. After that, again we need to start working single crochet in each of the chain spaces all around till we reach the second corner space. See, I am just working single crochet in each of the individual chains. Let's continue working single crochets in each of the chain spaces, and in the corner we are going to work 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet. So I'm going to catch up with you once I reach the end point. So here I just worked my corner again, and I am going to continue working single crochet in each of the chain spaces. Right now this is how our pattern looks. It's a beautiful square crochet pattern. I'm still working my single crochet into each of the chain spaces, and finally I have almost reached the starting point, the last single crochet being worked, and now into the corner space I am going to work 2 single crochet. That's the first one, followed by the second one, and then I am going to chain 2 and work 2 single crochet again into the same chain 2 space as the first one, followed by the second one. Once that is done, we need to slip stitch into the first space, and then I chain 1 and then snip off the yarn. And a little bit of work is still left. With the tapestry needle I am going to hide the loose ends so that our work looks neat, as well as the work doesn't open up. This is how it is to be done. We will just use our simple tapestry needle to hide the loose ends. Here it is. This is how it looks. It's a beautiful pattern, a very different kind of a pattern. Do use it for your future project. And because of the use of 2 different colors, it is looking more beautiful. So my friends, thank you for staying till the end. If you all have liked the video, do give a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family members. If you are new to our channel, do consider subscribing and stay tuned for interesting videos. So till we meet again, it is bye-bye for today. Bye.